Hi guys, welcome to the Plan It Wedding series. In this episode we're going to be looking at how to work out your budget and hopefully tick something else off your to-do list. Also stay tuned to the end where we've got a couple of great tips for you. So you've just about calmed down after becoming engaged and you're thinking, what on earth do I do now? Well, budgeting your wedding is a crucial part of the planning process. Working this out will tell you how much you've got to spend and how long you might need to save. Most importantly, once it's done, you can move on to more exciting things like finding a venue and tasting some cake. How do I do that? Well, firstly you need to see how much you have got saved between you and your partner and find out if you're getting any help from your families. Don't worry, you're not going round to Grand's house with your pockets turned out. If your families want to help, they will come forward. Now, according to some, the average cost of a wedding in the UK over the last few years is between £15,000 and £20,000. Now, there's a lot of headroom either side of that if you need it. It largely depends on the size of your wedding and how accustomed you are to luxury. So now you know how much you've got in the pot. At this point, some knowledge of how much things cost is going to come in handy. So if you've never planned a big event or you've never had a friend get married, you're going to need to do a bit of research and add up the cost of the items that you want. If that number and the amount in the pot are close, then you might not need to save up a lot. If they're way off, then you need to ask yourself how much you'd be happy to spend and work out how much comfortably you can put away every month. This might be the time to rethink that 12-tier cake and the arrival by helicopter. Now we're going to go through some general guidance here, some budget allocation. It's a rough idea, but it tends to work for most weddings. You want to take about half the money in the pot and say that is for the venue, the food and the drink. You want to divide this number by the number of guests you have, and that is your budget per head. Now that's an important number, you want to write that down because it will come in handy when you're looking for venues. As for the rest of the budget, go through the list of what you want and prioritise. If you definitely want that high-end photographer, then move them up the list. If you're not bothered about the fireworks, then move them down the list. You'll soon see what's set in stone and what you might like to add later down the line, if you can. And that is how to work out a budget. Now, a couple of tips for you. If you're really wet behind the ears at this, if you're not good with money or planning, then take the overall pot and about 15% of the budget, stick it to one side and use it as a safety net. If you don't need it, then great, go book the fireworks or use it as extra money for this honeymoon. Marquee weddings. Be really thorough when you're pricing these up. Venue packages, let's say, tend to be inclusive, whereas everything is an extra cost for marquee weddings. When you're pricing something up, get a few options, just like you would if you were getting a new phone or a new car. This is no different. And the last tip we've got for you is log everything. The time will come when you're paying out deposits while still saving, and if you're not keeping a record of what's going where, it can get very messy very quickly. You'll either love them or hate them, but the time has come, make a spreadsheet. Guys, we hope you enjoyed this episode. Please hit the like and subscribe button before you go and catch the next one.